Moving on, we will have a presentation covering online system of Central Bureau of Narcotics, return of ISSL chemicals and voluntary code of conduct by Sri Vijayan Chaudhary sir, Deputy Narcotics Commissioner, IRS, Central Bureau of Narcotics. For information, if you, I would like to highlight that in the context of the chemical and pharmaceutical industries, ISSL refers to the Limited International Special Surveillance List of non-scheduled chemicals published by the International Narcotics Control Bureau. This list targets dual-use substitute and precursor chemicals that are frequently diverted to manufacture illicit drugs like phenylethyl and methamphetamines. We'll request sir to please come on stage and deliver the presentation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries from DGFT, Exim Bank, and other members from the industry. Very good morning, and I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to present before you with regard to voluntary code of conduct. The voluntary code of conduct is very vital. So now we have gathered here to discuss about two important aspects. One is, on the other hand, we are promoting the industry, government is promoting the industry to trade, finance, and all the opportunities. On the other hand, from your end, you have to take care of some aspects. That is through self-regulation. That is called voluntary code of conduct. So the Central Bureau of Narcotics has identified the importance of voluntary code of conduct in the year 2024, way back, on the basis of the 1988 conventions of the INCB. So where in Article 13, it has been clearly prescribed that all the governments, whoever signatory to the 1988 convention, they should promote this voluntary code of conduct and make the industry participate in the Nasha Mukt Bharat. So this is the main motive why we are here to discuss about the voluntary code of conduct. So why this voluntary code of conduct is required for chemical industry? That is the thing we have to understand. Why it is required? Because if you see the chemicals is a basic raw material for any narcotic drug, psychotropic substance, or any other drugs. So without chemicals, there is no one can manufacture any narcotic drug, psychotropic substance, or any other substances. So these are the basic building blocks, chemicals. So all the chemicals are being used for the industrial purposes. So diverting the chemicals from licit channel to illicit channels may lead to manufacture of narcotic drugs, psychotropic substance illicitly. So we want to control this leakage of chemicals from licit channel to illicit channel, from where it may lead to diversion and manufacture of narcotic drugs, psychotropic substance. That's why the chemical industry following this voluntary code of conduct is very much important and necessary and need of the hour as well. Now going into the topic. So today we are gathered here to discuss about the prospect, what is the chemical industry prospect as on date in India, and the present scenarios of substance proliferation, challenges in control of substances, control and regulation of chemicals, facets of MOU with Chemixil, activities under the voluntary code of conduct, and achievements under the voluntary code of conduct. What we have achieved. We have signed this MOU in the 2025 with Chemixil and in 2024 with ICC. So we need to see what are the achievements we have achieved through this voluntary code of conduct. And the last but not the least, this is very important. It is very enlightening for you. So creation of dedicated HSN lines for controlled substances. So I'll go one by one. So as on date, as already discussed by many distinguished dignitaries, that our chemical industry is one of the major cog in the wheel of our Indian economy. So it is contributing to nearly 7% of the GDP. So that's why the government is promoting the industry, chemical industry, and it is one of the building blocks, basic building blocks for the pharmaceutical industry and many other industries as well. So the protection of the chemical industry, hand-holding of the chemical industry is very much required. So these are the different aspects of the different aspects of the chemical industry. One is bulk chemicals are there, specialty chemicals are there, agrochemicals, petrochemicals, polymers, and fertilizers. And you see the projected growth of, projected estimation of the chemical industry is around $300 billion by 2030, and it is $1 trillion by 2040, and it will be contributing nearly 15 to 20% by that time to our Indian GDP. Now, coming into the precursors. So, I talked about chemicals, why chemical industry is to be protected. So chemicals are nothing but whichever the chemicals which can be used as a precursor for manufacture of drugs, these are all called as precursor chemicals. There are many precursor chemicals, basic chemicals are there that can be used in manufacture of this narcotic drug and psychotropic substance. In the precursors, you can see there are two types are there. One is scheduled chemicals, another one is non-scheduled chemicals. So what is scheduled chemicals? The scheduled chemicals which are under the NDPS Act. Those are all scheduled chemicals. There are some chemicals which are not controlled. Those are all non-scheduled chemicals. So we are going to discuss about what are the aspects for the scheduled chemicals and what are the aspects we need to take care for the non-scheduled chemicals. And challenges of chemical control. So why this chemical industry poses a danger? Chemical industry poses a danger. I'm saying a very big word because with the scientific development, many drug manufacturers, illicit drug manufacturers, they are shifting the chemicals. They are changing the chemicals. So they are designing the chemicals in order to escape the control system. For example, I'll give a small example. So 4-methylmethcathinone is nothing but a mephedrone. It is a highly abusive drug and highly addicted drug. And 4-MMC, the government of India and internationally, it was controlled in the year 2018. And what happened subsequently, the drug manufacturing has shifted to 3-MMC. So once the 4-MMC is controlled, the import and export, everything is to be done through legal channel, import authorization and export authorization is to be taken. But what the drug peddlers have done, they have changed the chemical. They have designed a chemical in such a way that it will escape the control system. So they shifted to 3-MMC, 3-methylmethcathinone. This is one of the isomer of 4-MMC. So likewise, when 3-MMC was controlled, they shifted to 3-chloromethcathinone. And when 3-CMC was controlled, they shifted to 2-MMC nowadays. So this is how the drug peddlers escape the roots of the control system. So they are designing the chemicals in such a way that it will not be under the scrutiny of any government agency. So that's why this chemical industry should aware of what are the chemicals that can be misused or dual used in manufacture of this narcotic drug and psychotropic substance. This is very, very important aspect. One who is handling these chemicals should aware of. And discuss about the drug crime. You can see that drug crime is organized and it is victimless crime. There is no victim. You cannot find any victim. But everyone is a victim. Illicit financial flows without boundaries due to global village concept and everyone using the channels without hawala and everything. And we have recently booked a case and we have modus operandi was to get all the money through hawala. Corruption of financing and terrorism and narco-terrorism, you must have heard this word. And it will have impact on socio-economic disintegration and challenges to sustainable development. And sustainable development goals, it will affect the goals 3, 16 and 17. And this is the volume of the drug trafficking. If you see, it is $652 billion. It is very big. And comparatively, arms trafficking, counterfeiting, illegal mining, and human trafficking, if you see, this is one of the second largest this thing. And pillars of the dual use control. What is the basic pillars? How we need to have the control on these dual use chemicals. So as I said earlier, no precursor, no drug. Without precursor chemicals, there will not be any drugs. And the second is excessive control reduces the supply. while risking the legitimate trade, we should not control all the substances. If you control each and every substance, the industry will feel very difficult to run. So parallelly, we need to balance the control for effective regulation and fair trade. So how we are going to balance this regulation? That is where the concept of voluntary code of conduct comes. So we cannot regulate all the substances. Parallelly, there should be awareness of the industry to aware about how to handle these chemicals and how to stop leakages from the industry. This they should aware. And coming to the scheduled chemicals, as on date, under the NDPS Act, the regulation of controlled substance order is there, 2013, under which there are 46 chemicals are controlled as on date. Out of that 46 chemicals, we have taken all the chemicals, 45 chemicals from the 1988 convention. 1988 convention of the UNODC. That is, in the table 1, there are 43 chemicals. Table 1 chemicals are all the chemicals that mandatorily has to be scheduled by all the signatories. And table 2 chemicals, there are 8 chemicals are there. And India has taken all the 43 chemicals from table 1, and table 2 it is voluntary. So from table 2, India has controlled only 2 chemicals, the acetic methyl ethyl ketone and anthralic acid. So, and it has incorporated in its legislation under regulation of controlled substance order. Under Schedule A, there are 8 chemicals are there. In Schedule B, 46 chemicals, and Schedule 3, 46 chemicals. Schedule B is for the export and Schedule 3 for the import. And if you see, I have mentioned 7 plus 1, 45 plus 1, and 45 plus 1. Why 1? This one chemical, recently it has been controlled by India, that is 2-bromo-4-methyl-methcathinone. That is not internationally controlled, that is not under the 1988 convention, but India has felt the need to have the control of this particular chemical because of its abusive nature and use in the manufacture of the mephedrone. And the leftover chemicals from the Schedule 8, there are 6 chemicals are there: acetone, ethyl ether, hydrochloric acid, piperidine, sulfuric acid, and toluene. These chemicals were not controlled in India considering its industrial use. So under the RCS order, all these activities are regulated: import, export, manufacture, transport, possession, consumption, sale, mediate, purchase. All these activities are controlled for Schedule A chemicals, or 8 chemicals. And when it comes to Schedule B and C, only import and export are controlled. And this is the present system of the control. I have already told, we are issuing our import-export NOCs through CBN online portal. And these are the list of chemicals that are scheduled by India, as well as in table 1 also these are there. And recently from 2024 onwards, these chemicals were added to our schedules. And this is the last chemical that was added in the month of March, considering its misuse. And this is the table 2 chemicals. Out of these 8 chemicals, as I told earlier, anthralic acid and methyl ethyl ketone are already scheduled under the NDPS Act, and remaining these chemicals kept out of the RCS order as on date. And how internationally the import and export happens with regard to controlled substances. Whenever if anyone comes to CBN, this is different actually. This is Project Prism. This is the different tools given by the INCB, different tools available for the industry to deal with the controlled substances. One is PICS is there, Precursor Incident Communication System is there. So through which you can report the incidents to the INCB about the seizures and all. So everyone will know where it is going and how it is happening, what is the modus operandi. Everyone will come to know, all the agencies. Likewise, there is Project Prism is there for ATS substances. Project Cohesion is there with regard to heroin and cocaine. So this is the INCB PEN tools are there. And one of the important one is PEN. On the top corner, you can see that pre-export notification. So this is the pre-export notification. PEN system is the basis on which the entire trade of import and export of these controlled substances are happening nowadays. This is the PEN online system, how it works. So as a importer and exporter, you should aware how the CBN work. So whenever an exporter submit an application to the CBN, what we do at our end, we will send a notification to the importing country that we want to export this material to your country, and these are the importers, and he is the importer and he is the exporter, and you please confirm the transaction, and he has submitted this is the import permit. So you please confirm the transaction. So once they confirm the transaction, then we allow the export shipment. That means here everything will be verified from government to government. Likewise, from the other country also, if they wanted to export the material to our country, they send a notification to our country, and we verify whether any import permit is issued to the importer or not. And upon verifying that, we will give a no objection to that country. Upon that, the material will be exported from that country. This is how the entire international system of controlled substance are being monitored by the INCB as well as by Indian competent national authorities. This is very foolproof system, and it is very effective as on date. And now coming to the scheduling, we have already discussed we cannot schedule all the chemicals. And we have, that's why considering that we have issued in 2024 the list of international special surveillance list, which is having dual use. So there are, as on date, 90 chemicals are there, and all the chemicals list you can see it on our website, cbn.gov.in, and we have a particular tab on our CBN online also, where you can submit the monthly returns, and we have been receiving the monthly returns also for these chemicals. And this is pen light system. Now we have discussed about the pen system. So what is pen light? Though INCB has identified the importance of export and import of these chemicals without proper information to the importing country or exporting country, so they devised a pen light system. This is similar on the lines of the pen system, but it is voluntary in nature. But as a CNA, Central Bureau of Narcotics has adopted pen light system and started communicating all these ISSS chemicals exports and imports to the importing countries or exporting countries. So how we are working on this? This pen light system we could able to use it because of your voluntary cooperation. So because if you submit the applications to us for export of these chemicals on voluntary basis, then we will inform to the other country that our exporter want to export the chemicals. Do you have any objection? Through which the genuinity of the transaction will be verified, and only the genuine trade will be promoted. So for this, so that's why I encourage the trade aware of these ISSL chemicals. If we are doing any import and export of these chemicals, at least submit an application. The application submission process is through our mail. That is, you can send a mail by submitting KYC documents and your end-use declaration and PO copy, purchase order and pro forma invoice. By submitting the documents within 1 week, 7 working days, we are issuing the NOC to you. If everything is appropriate, if it is confirmed by the importing country. So I encourage you to aware of the ISSL chemicals, and if you are doing the import and export of these chemicals, at least approach the Central Bureau of Narcotics in order to verify the genuinity of the transaction. Because nowadays what happened, these ISSL chemicals are controlled in many places. It is not controlled in India, but it is controlled in X country. X chemical is controlled in X country. Y chemical is controlled in Y country. And being exporter, you are not aware of the where it is controlled and where it is not controlled. So you will send a chemical over there on the basis of the documents. Then what happens, we are started receiving the many references from the other countries that some chemicals are being exported to our country without our knowledge. So we are facing this regular references from the other countries. So that's why we are encouraging the trade. You please approach us by submitting the basic documents to obtain the document, so that we will inform to the other country. They will confirm the transaction. This is what I am trying to say. Consider applying the principle of non-violation of the importing country's law as an element of cooperation with industry. Because the other country is affected by our exports or chemicals, so we should aware whether it is controlled in that country or not. And if you are not in a position to identify that, you please approach us and you will get the NOC. On the basis of that, once you get the NOC, it means that your transaction is genuine. There will not be any problem. And now we are going to discuss about the actual what is voluntary code of conduct. And now we are discussed about the import and export, how the import and export you have to do. Now, when it comes to the domestic transaction of these chemicals, because domestic transaction, you no need to come to us and obtain any NOC and all. We no need to communicate to other importing country or exporting country. So there is no problem. But you should have some self-regulation when you are trading this chemical domestically. So that is what the voluntary code of conduct we are going to discuss here. Balancing effect precursors control with a favorable commercial environment for commercial trade. Public-private partnership. This is the need of the hour, as I told earlier. And the solution to this is that updates on the latest trends. We will update you like this. We organize these seminars and all and update you about the list of chemicals and everything. And from your end, we expect you to aware of the identifying and notifying the suspicious orders and transaction backs to us. I will discuss about this. I'll explain this slide later on after discussing the voluntary code of conduct. The purpose of the code. The main purpose of the code is awareness. Educate the employees with non-scheduled chemicals. Not only non-scheduled chemicals, you should aware of the scheduled chemicals also. And responsible use, promote ethical use and practices if you are a manufacturer. And practices if you are a trader, at least ensure that you take a end-use declaration to whomever you are selling. And facets of the voluntary code, responsible code. One is focal point, another one is KYC. These are the major important things you should aware as part while doing the business. The focal point should be there. So there should be a focal point at your company level, that is the contact person. And then KYC compliance to whomever you are selling these chemicals. You are please aware of these ISSL chemicals and controlled substances. To whomever you are selling these chemicals, you should be very clear about KYC. What KYC document we need to take. And end-use declaration, this is another important aspect you should know about. You should take invariably if you are handling or selling or manufacturing these chemicals. And there should be a regular inventory audit whether any leakages are happening or not, because these are very sensitive chemicals. If you see these small chemicals, if you leakage 1 kg, 10 kgs, like the small quantity may lead to manufacture of 1 kg of mephedrone, 2 kg of mephedrone. That will be, if you distribute in dosage form, it may go to lakhs of peoples. There may be only 1 kg, 2 kg leakage from the industrial level, but it will have a huge impact on the society. This is the corporate procedures. Create awareness amongst the corporate employee with problems of non-scheduled substances. So you please, all the head of the departments are there here. If your head of the companies are there, please aware of your employees about the non-scheduled chemicals. So promote responsible use of non-scheduled substances. Coordinate and exchange of information between companies and the authorities. And activities, what are the activities under this you can do? Designation of a contact person. So each company has to designate a contact person, and he will be the person, he should know about about the ISSL chemicals, otherwise non-dual use chemicals. He should regularly in touch with the Central Bureau of Narcotics and all. Information and awareness building in the corporate. He should create the awareness among the industry, among your company. He will be the person, he should aware of the things, and he should create awareness among the all other employees. Follow up operations and dissemination of the code. So role of the contact person, nodal point between CBN and the company. He will be the nodal point and he will be in contact with the CBN. Sensitize staff about special care in the use of chemical and what are the things they have to take care, they should aware. Maintenance of special register for these chemicals, if they are handling any of these chemicals, what are the special register, daily maintenance of the accounts, and regular cross verification, is there any leakages are happening. Identification and reporting of any suspicious or unusual activities relating to scheduled and non-scheduled chemicals. He should be very active and thorough. He should create awareness among the staff, and he should be very thorough about what is happening and about the CBN circular. So we are continuously notifying the company, giving the public notices what are the chemicals that can be dual used. So you should regularly in touch with the Central Bureau of Narcotics. Information and awareness building. Sensitization with legal consequence due to negligence or imprudence. Awareness building about the personal targets likely to be involved in diversion. Introduction of internal procedures that support proper surveillance and monitoring in order to stop diversion of chemicals from legal setup. And digitalization of supply chain system. And follow-up operations and reasons leading to suspicion. So what are the red flags while committing to a transaction you can identify? Because the chemicals, as I discussed earlier, without chemicals there will not be any drugs. And for manufacture of the drugs, the chemicals is to be diverted from the licit channel to illicit channel. So you people will be the first line of defense for Government of India. Because you people are dealing this in chemicals, these basic chemicals can be used for diversion. You should aware of how to identify these red flags while dealing in these chemicals. So identification of client and client behavior, business practices and delivery methods. What are the delivery methods, business practices through which you can identify the red flags? So new client with insufficient knowledge of chemicals. Say new client came and he is asking for the big quantity of dual use chemical, he is not having any knowledge. So that is one of the red flag. You should identify that red flag. And client who appears without contact or prior recommendation. So he is not having any contact and all. A client lacking business sense, no interest in negotiation of price. He is not bothered about the price. He is ready to purchase, ready to give any amount for the chemical. Reluctance to provide written orders or contact details. They will provide, you please send the material to us. We will do it. We'll make the payments. But they will not be giving any written orders and all. Orders from unknown corporations having no normal commercial references. So these are some of the red flags regarding the client behavior. You identify these red flags and note it down and report to the contact person. The contact person, if requires, he may contact the chemical or otherwise the Central Bureau of Narcotics. The Central Bureau of Narcotics will analyze, is there anything is there. So we will do the inquiry from our end. And business practices. What are the business practices that lead to that may lead to red flags? So unregistered address for delivery of products. They will ask you send it to this address, but their address is somewhere else. Orders from the company not found in the registers. Orders received in irregular intervals. Request for payment in cash. They always request for, we will make the payment in cash. You please send the material. They don't want any invoice also. They just ask you please give in cash. Promise for higher rate for rapid delivery. Orders from universities, non-corporation, but request for delivery to unregistered person. Delivery order to a third party who is not registered. So these are some of the business practices and delivery methods. So they ask for these kind of delivery methods. Unknown private vehicle, they ask you, they bring an unknown private vehicle to your factory and they'll ask to load it without any e-way bill and all. So you please aware of this. Request to package in small lots. Unjustified request for aid delivery, complicated delivery routes for unjustified transfers, seeking to justify breakage or losses. So these are some of the red flags. While doing the business, you should identify, you should communicate, you should discuss, and subsequently you should forward this information to the authorities. So how you have to take the action? Ask the clients to provide the GSTN and contact information, explanation of the final use, then verify the accuracy of the information. This is one of the important aspects of end-use declaration. You please aware end-use declaration is very, very, very important. If any, for example, as a genuine business, we have supplied the material to XYZ, and from where it was diverted. At least you should be in a position, if any law enforcement agency approaches you, you should be in a position to say that we have followed the due diligence by taking the end-use declaration and we have proper records. So this is very much required for your safety, and that will protect you for unnecessary harassment. If you have proper end-use declaration taken from your buyer, that will safeguard you in many ways. Review the documents provided by the company, inform the administrative authorities or designated representative for further action. And this is the summary of the voluntary code of conduct. KYC of the customer is must and necessary. Don't compromise on the KYC. If it is a new customer, then verify thoroughly and review the documents. And proper documentation, ERP maintenance, digitalization, use of artificial intelligence in business. This will ease the way you are going to, and it will help in identification of the red flags also. Use of maximum digital resources in supply chain management. Ensure delivery of consignment to the proper location as per invoice, tracking of consignment. E-way bill monitoring, digital payments, and CSR activities. And we have discussed about the voluntary code of conduct. So we have discussed a lot about the voluntary code of conduct, and Central Bureau of Narcotics has started this voluntary code of conduct way back in 2024. And under the voluntary code of conduct, we have achieved many big achievements. So these are some of the things I'm going to tell. So the first one is through this VCC, one company. So what they have done, they have initially applied for 5,000 kg of pseudoephedrine to Central Bureau of Narcotics. And they provided all the documents. On the basis of all the documents, we have informed to the other country, that is Poland. The Poland has not objected after 10 days. 1 week we waited for their response. After 1 week also, they have not objected to the consignment. The consignment went and it reached the Poland also. So here, and afterwards, the same company has got another order for 10,000 kg of pseudoephedrine. So the supplier, he has verified the estimates of that country, particular country. There is the estimate system is there, annual legitimate requirement, ALR. So her country, they will have this ALR requirement issued by the INCB. So he verified the ALR of that particular country, and they found that this is it is very much less than 10,000 kg, and it was already exhausted because they have already supplied 5,000 kg earlier. So it has raised the alarm with the company, since there is no ALR for that country, and despite that the company is asking for another 10,000 kg. Then they have approached the CBN. CBN has in turn approached the INCB, and in coordination with the Poland, we have identified that the material will further re-exported to Ukraine. So 10,000 kg of pseudoephedrine was stopped shipped because of this alert and identification of this red flag and communication to the CBN authorities. And this 10,000 kg of pseudoephedrine can be used for manufacture of lakhs of kgs of methamphetamine. So this is one of the biggest achievement of VCC. So we expect this kind of proactiveness from industry. And the second one is, likewise, some companies have approached for piperidine derivatives. Many of the piperidine derivatives you may be aware, like N-methyl 4-piperidine, N-methyl 4-piperidine, and carboxyl 4-piperidine. These are not controlled, but they are figures of fentanyl. So one manufacturer, they approached us. We want to export the material to China. So sir, you please give us a NOC, light NOC. This is not controlled. But despite that, they approached voluntary. Sir, we have some doubt with regard to the transaction. You please give NOC, confirm the transaction from the importing country. So we have communicated to the importing country through light pen system, as we discussed earlier. So the country has objected to the shipment, to this shipment. This is amounting to 11,000 kg of piperidine derivatives, which is this from which you can manufacture fentanyl. You can manufacture nearly 12,000 kg of fentanyl. And if you see, with the country population of India, the estimate of fentanyl is only 29 kg. For entire India, we need only the medical requirement is 29 kg. But with this 11,000 kg, it can be manufactured 12,000 kg of fentanyl. So how it is going to affect the world? So this is the gravity of the problem. So we have stopped the shipment, and it was internationally appreciated by the INCB also, the efforts of the government of India. And the last but not the least. So many of the people may be aware that through custom alert we have asked all the companies to take an NOC for hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. These two chemicals, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, and other chemicals like acetone, toluene, and ethyl ether and piperidine. These are non-scheduled chemicals, but internationally controlled under 1988 convention. As we discussed earlier, it is table 2 substances. In table 2, there are 8 chemicals are there. Out of the 8 chemicals, anthrolic acid and methyl ethyl ketone are controlled. Remaining 6 chemicals, acetone, toluene, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, ethyl ether, and piperidine. These are not controlled. So through our public notice and custom alert, now we started receiving many applications for export of this HCl and hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. So we have received about 200-250 applications. Out of the 250 applications, there were 60 stop shipments, amounting to 30,000 metric tons. So it is one of the biggest achievement of VCC. This is achieved through VCC only. So you should aware of the chemicals, what chemicals you people are dealing in, whether it is falling under the ISSL, whether it is falling under the non-scheduled but internationally controlled, and how you have to deal with these chemicals, and how while doing the transaction, what are the safeguards you have to take, while manufacturing, what are the registers you have to maintain. So you people should aware. And I encourage the chemistry to please create this awareness and try to have a contact person at each company level with contact number and all, so that if they are having any red flag, they should be in a position to immediately approach the Central Bureau of Narcotics. This is the expectation from the industry without any burden. And this is the one small awareness we want to create, because as you are aware, this recently the government of India has released a roadmap for narcotics control from 2026 to 2029. So in which one of the lead role given to the Central Bureau of Narcotics is creation of track and trace mechanism for controlled substances and precursor chemicals. So we are working on this system for development of such system through GST network. So while going through the initial conceptualization of the project, we come across that we have analyzed the data. There it is very difficult to track and trace these chemicals. Because track and trace the chemicals, we need 8-digit HSN codes. And 8-digit HSN codes are not being used by all the manufacturer, distributors, and the entire network of the GSTN. So in the year 2026, this year, the ministry, through Finance Act 2026, has notified 23 controlled substances. Has notified these 23 controlled substances out of 46. Dedicated, they have given the dedicated HSN line. So this dedicated HSN line, if you make the entries at the GST level, if you make the entries at the e-way bill level, so it will be visible for the government where the chemical is going. If you want to have a visualization where the chemical is moving, is there a particular location where a lot of quantity is going without any industry. So these kind of visualization and AI, artificial intelligence, can be used in identification of this illicit trade. So I encourage all you people to adopt the usage of these dedicated HSN lines for these controlled substances. And we are planning to increase this dedicated HSN lines for other controlled substances as well as the ISSL chemicals. So the Central Bureau of Narcotics is shortly planning to issue a public notice in this regard, thereby encouraging all the trade to adapt 8 digits HSN code irrespective of the turnover and all under GST. And together, through voluntary codes, responsible conduct, and public-private partnership, we can ensure that India's chemical industry thrives as force for good and never becomes a pathway for harm. With this, I conclude my speech, and I request DNC sir and my colleagues Verma sir to come here to take the questions.
Thank you so much, Hema. I think a brief introduction of what voluntary code of conduct is given by Hema, and it is for the benefit of the trade, because we have to trade as well as we have to make sure that we are trading responsibly, because एक तरफ ट्रेड फैसिलिटेशन है, दूसरी तरफ अगर जो भी हमारी कंपनीज़ हैं, जो भी मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं जो केमिकल्स में डील कर रहे हैं, पर्टिकुलरली ऐसे केमिकल जो कि शेड्यूल्ड हैं या नॉन शेड्यूल्ड भी हैं और उनका अब्यूज़ होने के चांसेस हैं, तो अगर हम ये जो बेसिक हमसे एक्सपेक्ट किया जा रहा है, लाइक वी शुड डू एंड यूज़ वेरिफिकेशन, वी शुड डू KYC वेरिफिकेशन एंड ऑल, तो कभी भी कोई भी कंपनी किसी तरह की ट्रबल में आ सकती है, एंड वी डोंट वांट आवर इंडस्ट्री टू सफ़र बिकॉज ऑफ दिस. सो दैट इज़ वाई वी आर कंडक्टिंग दीज काइंड ऑफ अवेयरनेस सेशंस. सिंस यू आर फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्री, यू मस्ट बी नोइंग. आई विल साइट एन एग्जाम्पल विदाउट नेमिंग दैट कंपनी. लगभग 1 साल पुरानी बात है. देयर इज़ अ कंपनी इन इंडिया. दैट कंपनी गॉट एन ऑर्डर फ्रॉम अ कंपनी abroad. That actually there was no company. The buyer who was giving order was an agent of that particular company's enforcement agency. He placed an order. The substance was not controlled in India, but it was controlled in that country. And since the exporter from our side, he could not do proper end-use verification and KYC, he sent that particular item to that country, and the item was controlled in that country. And because of that, 2 or 3 officers from that company got arrested by that country officials, and it earned a bad name to the country as well as the company also. So we want to avoid such kind of situations. So it is advisable कि जब भी आप कुछ भी ट्रेड करें, चाहे वो डोमेस्टिक हो या बाहर जा रहा हो देश से, तो एक बेसिक जो हम लोग एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, एंड यूज़ वेरिफिकेशन एज वेल एज KYC डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, और ये इंश्योर करना कि वेदर दैट सब्सटेंस इज़ कंट्रोल्ड इन दैट कंट्री और नॉट. बिकॉज अगर वो कंट्रोल्ड है और आपने इसको भेज दिया, देन वहाँ पर फिर वो सीज़ हो सकता है. सीज़ होने के बाद जिस कंपनी से आया उस कंपनी के खिलाफ they can refer some actions also. We want our industry, to stay away of such situations. So any question आप लोग यहाँ पे हैं, जी बताएं.
Sir, so first of all, thank you so much, Sir, Deputy Sir, Jai Hind, and thank you so much for this lovely session. Sir, actually I am an industry owner. My name is Vikas Agarwal, and we are the largest and the oldest laboratory fine chemical manufacturers of the country, called Cisco Research Laboratories, better known as SRL. We've been operating for 51 years. All government labs, whether it's drug enforcement, whether it's CSIR, everyone knows SRL for 51 years, sir. And I'm probably, sir, I'm going to take 2 minutes, but this problem probably is for a lot of manufacturers and traders in this room. But sir, I have not slept for 1 week, and I'll tell you why. Our business is, first of all, nothing to do with narcotics. We are a company manufacturing products for legitimate research use for students and scientists that are working on different areas of science. So whether it's a government institute, whether it's a university, or whether it's a pharmaceutical company that is developing new technologies, and SRL is a catalog company, sir. So I'm sure the reason why I'm explaining the logic of the business, sir, is that See, sir, we are not related to narcotics in any way. You know, and there are a lot of companies like SRL in India. There is Merck Life Sciences, which is a German company. There's Thermo Fisher Scientific, which is again, I'm sure, sir, you at your level, you know much, much more than people like us. Sir, I'll tell you what has happened is because of this ISSL list, there are simple products, sir, like acetonitrile. Sir, I'm not sure if, sir, I'm not a chemical graduate, but in the industry now for 17 years, sir, acetonitrile may have hundreds of applications if you go on ChatGPT. One of the applications, sir, is it is used as an HPLC solvent for analysis for a particular drug in a laboratory. Sir, thousands of acetonitrile HPLC is consumed every day by companies like Dr. Reddy's or Cipla or Sun Pharma. Now, acetonitrile is a product which has been included in the list of ISSL. Sir, we do appreciate this is the narcotics department. Sir, you have more information than common people like us. But, sir, my point is acetonitrile is not only used in narcotics. It is used for HPLC analysis. Now, we have introduced this as a nation, and sir, we are Indians. We also want to, we don't want to help the illicit trade. But sir, another product is acetone. Sir, acetone, अगर आप देखेंगे तो laboratories में छोटे-छोटे bottles में acetone is used for laboratory analysis. Now, traditionally, sir, people like us, SRL, we are not in the business of bulk products. We are in the business of, we have 10,000 products sold in 1 gram to say 2.5 liter, wherein all our business, sir, internationally in about 90 countries has been done through properly, verified distributors, because in our business, sir, it's stock and sale. So suppose if you are my distributor in say Japan, you will buy say 200 bottles of acetonitrile HPLC of 2.5 liter and you will keep it in stock. You will sell it to your customers when they need 5 bottles and 10 bottles. That is how traditionally the fine chemical business is going on for last 100 or 200 years. Now, there is a particular situation, sir. We wanted to export 1 bottle of toluene, which is 2.5 liter to Germany. We have submitted the EUD. We have submitted all our documents. It's been 3.5 weeks. It's been, sir, since we got this notification from the respected CBN, we obviously understood the gravity of the situation. And we have at least 20 shipments now lined up where ISSL products, those products are there in the list. And we have also received the EUDs from our distributors or from the end customers in several countries. But sir, my humble request, sir, as a manufacturer trying to get exchequer for the country and also glorifying the image of India, sir, we have waited 3.5 weeks now. एक सिंगल केस सर टॉल्यूइन 1.25 लीटर का हमने गवर्नमेंट आपके डिपार्टमेंट के हमने ईमेल्स किए हैं एंड वी हैव नॉट गॉट एनी रिस्पॉन्स फॉर 3.5 वीक्स. Sir, I have personally tried to also get in touch and they are saying ki, we are checking and we will let you know. Now the first thing is that, sir, if we are not giving proper documents, then it's fine. We understand that there is a problem. But sir, we have submitted all the documents and being a 51-year-old organization, we are quite strong in legal and we are quite strong in our application because, sir, we are the first company in India to get foreign brands like Merck and all into India in 1940. So we are a legacy brand. Now what is happening, sir, the reason why I am speaking so much is because many chemicals are not used for narcotics, sir. They are having use in other applications for which companies like us have been providing documents to the narcotics board. But sir, हमें अभी दिक्कत क्या हो रही है कि हमें कोई reply नहीं मिल रहा है. Obviously, because I'm sure this is a new subject, new chapter for the ISSLs especially. I'm not talking of the precursor, one box for Pipradone and those products. Sir, those products are very well known to us. We don't trade it. Because sir, we are in the chemistry line for 51 years. So we exactly, in fact, sir, government departments call us when they want to catch or when they want to find कि क्या problem हो सकती है. People like us are also consulted. But sir, my point is, एक प्रोडक्ट आप सीबीएन ने उसको आईएसएसएल लिस्ट में डाल दिया है, मगर सर उसके तो 50 एप्लीकेशन हो सकते हैं. अभी आप शुगर देखोगे, शुगर कैन बी यूज्ड टू मेक एक्सप्लोसिव आल्सो, बट शुगर कैन बी यूज्ड इन द अदर इंडस्ट्री आल्सो. नाउ माय पॉइंट इज, इफ लेजिटिमेट मैन्युफैक्चरर्स और ट्रेडर्स आर गिविंग डॉक्यूमेंट सपोर्ट, बट सर स्टिल वी आर नॉट रिसीविंग. इनफैक्ट सर, आई वुड लाइक टू कम टू ग्वालियर. मैं इसके लिए आया हूँ सर ये मीटिंग में, क्योंकि मैं आपसे मिलने वाला हूँ अलग से. आई एम गोइंग टू फ्लाई टू ग्वालियर सर टू शो यू आवर business, and I'm sure lot of people here, sir, may have the same inhibitions that they may have applied for light NOC. After giving documents also, sir, they are not getting the response. Now people like us, sir, we have no relation with narcotics, but we do understand your point that आज हम कोई भी chemical किसको दे रहे हैं, अब वो आदमी कल किसी और को दे रहा है, that is how it spreads. As sir said in his previous presentation, that even a small quantity is being used. बट सर ऐसे तो बिजनेस खत्म ही हो जाएगा ना. अभी हमारा 51 ईयर्स का बिजनेस है लेबोरेटरी केमिकल्स का. अभी अगर हम अभी हमारे बायर्स हमको बोल रहे हैं 3 हफ्ते हो गए, 4 हफ्ते हो गए, हमने आपको ईयूडी भेजा है, व्हाई यू नॉट शिपिंग आवर प्रोडक्ट्स? So now, sir, where are we supposed to go? Like, we have sent reminders also to the narcotics on email, because sir, we are new to this narcotics department, because we don't have narcotics business. We are not a drug manufacturer. But sir, can you throw light on people like us, especially fine chemical people who have got document from their importers? How to deal with it, sir, and the time that is taking to solve these issues, sir?
Okay, I'll say.
Sir, sorry, I've spoken a lot.
Then it's
but
okay, it's okay.
Sir, I am really disturbed, sir, as an exporter, sir, because we are trying to help our business, and customers are very, very frustrated, sir. तो क्या किया जाए, sir?
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो आपने ये कहा कि you want to come to ग्वालियर, तो you are most welcome to ग्वालियर, but not for this cause कि आपका कंसाइनमेंट रुका है, आपका डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आपने सबमिट कर दिया और आपको एनओसी नहीं मिल रहा, इसके लिए अगर आपको ग्वालियर आना पड़े, देयर इज एब्सोल्युटली नो नीड फॉर कमिंग टू ग्वालियर फॉर दिस पर्पज. एनीवेज, सिंस यू आर ए स्टेक होल्डर, यू आर अ मैन्युफैक्चरर, यू आर ऑलवेज वेलकम टू कम टू अस, और वेन एवर वी आर कमिंग टू योर साइड, वी विल डेफिनेटली इन्फॉर्म यू एंड वी विल कैच अप. बट जो सेकेंड पॉइंट आपने कहा, चूँकि हमने अभी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन इसका किया है, अभी बहुत सारी एप्लीकेशन पाइपलाइन में थी. अगर कि हम ऐसा भी करते हैं, कई बार किसी की मान लीजिए वैलिडिटी ऑफ आईसी एक्सपायर हो रही है और वो हमको फ़ोन पे इन्फॉर्म कर देते हैं, तो हम वो सारी जो भी जिस क्यू में भी हो उससे हटा के बाईपास करके उस पर्टिकुलर कंपनी का कंसाइनमेंट ऑन द प्रायोरिटी बेसिस हम उसको रिलीज़ कर देते हैं, उसको एनओसी दे देते हैं. तो सबसे पहला काम तो आप ये करें कि हमारे सबके आप कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर, मेरा भी कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर, हमारे कलीग
मैं लेने वाला हूँ सर, मैं इसके
ले लीजिए. ऐसा कोई भी किसी का भी इशू हो, बिकॉज आई नो कि ऐसे बहुत सारे कंसाइनमेंट्स होंगे जिनको प्रायोरिटाइज करने की ज़रूरत होगी. समटाइम्स ऑर्डर जो डिले हो रहे होंगे, समटाइम्स आपके एनओसीज उस कंट्री की जो है वो एक्सपायर हो रही होंगी, तो ऐसे केसेस को हम प्रायोरिटी पे एड्रेस करते हैं. आपका जो कंसर्न है, वी ड्यूली नोटेड योर कंसर्न. आई विल मेक श्योर कि इस तरह के इंस्टांसेस ना केवल आपके साथ बल्कि किसी और के साथ भी ना हो. फिर भी आप हमारा कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल ले लीजिए, मोबाइल नंबर्स ले लीजिए. यू आर फ्री टू कॉल अस एनी टाइम ऑफ द डे. मतलब ये भी नहीं करा 10 बजे के बाद.
Sir, my main thing, like in our business, sir, we are a laboratory chemical company, and I'm sure there are few others here as well. Sir, lab chemicals are used for teaching and for education, sir. Now, if the CBN is going to not put a cap, ideally, sir, the correct situation could have been, because, sir, we follow a lot of other rules and laws of the government of India. Sir, there is always a minimum and a maximum level of stock. Like, suppose अगर आपको 1 टन के ऊपर भेजना है, like reach, for example. In Europe there is reach, as you know, sir. Now, how, sir, people like us, जो 10 प्रोडक्ट का बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, 2.5 लीटर के 4 बॉटल, 10 into 1 gram, 5 into, now this is, and we are providing proof of where this product is going. Now, suppose if it's going in a university in South Africa, our distributor is giving us the order copy, and we have that kind of record, sir, because we are a very, very law-abiding company, and one of the best companies in the country, SRL, sir, today. But sir, ये जो quantity है ना, sir, एक छोटी बॉटल के लिए आपने CBN में डाल दिया, तो आई अप्रिशिएट व्हाट सर सेड, दैट एनीथिंग कैन हैपन. इट कैन, एक छोटी चीज भी न्यूक्लियर प्रोग्राम में यूज हो सकती है. ऐसा हुआ भी है कभी कभी.
आई विल ऐड समथिंग टू इट. देखिए, पहली चीज तो जो ISSL है, इट इज़ नॉट मेंटेन्ड बाय CBN, इट इज़ मेंटेन्ड बाय INCB. ठीक है. एंड दीज आर द केमिकल्स विच आर नॉट अंडर कंट्रोल रिजीम इन इंडिया, बट दे आर कंट्रोल्ड इन वेरियस कंट्रीज, बिकॉज जो हमारा कंट्रोल रिजीम है ये बड़ा डाइवर्सिफाइड है. कहीं पर कंट्रोल है, कहीं पर, लाइक हमने H2SO4 को और HCl को कंट्रोल नहीं किया हुआ है, लेकिन दुनिया के बहुत सारे हिस्से में ये सब्सटेंसेस कंट्रोल है. तो देर आर इंस्टेंसेस कि उन कंट्रीज में गया और उनके पास कोई डॉक्यूमेंटेशन नहीं था, दैट कंट्री हैज सीज्ड दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्सटेंस जस्ट बिकॉज देयर वाज नो वैलिड डॉक्यूमेंटेशन. तो इट्स इन फेवर ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री ऑल्सो कि हमारे पास अगर आते हैं, जस्ट you don't need to go to our website and apply from there. You just simply send an email to us कि this is the consignment we are sending to that particular country, and we will provide you a no objection letter.
Perfect.
That would suffice your purpose.
But sir, it's taking time now because you all have got a lot of requests, as I understand, sir.
Yes.
बहुत सारे एक्सपोर्टर्स ने आप लोगों को मेल, बिकॉज सबको नोटिस मिली है, मई में नोटिस मिली है. और सर अभी मालूम ये भी पड़ रहा है कि बहुत सारे लोग एक्सपोर्ट भी कर नहीं पा रहे बिकॉज दे आर वेटिंग फॉर द एनओसी, बिकॉज द एयर फ्रेट, द कस्टम्स ऑफिसर्स इन एयर एंड सी, दे आर फॉलोइंग योर डायरेक्टिव. सर, वी हैव गॉट, हमने जब भी हमको मालूम नहीं था ना, हमने डॉक्यूमेंट्स भेजे थे, उन्होंने लिखा गेट लाइट एनओसी. So we then wrote it to the CBN. Sir, मेरा एक last thing था, आपका जो registration portal है ना, in which आपने जो जैसे 1-4-Pipradone, anthranilic acid, आप लोग ने जो registration के लिए portal डाला है for potassium permanganate, all those are all Schedule B and Schedule C substances.
This registration is basically for scheduled substances.
Correct. So sir, ISSL का you are
No,
not
there is
planning
no
to put-
requirement for registration.
That's-
Yes, you just
because we were
simply send
thinking
an
कि
email.
ये भी आ सकता है क्या बाद में, ये 25-40
Yes,
product
yes,
है.
yes. It is a possibility. These substances are being monitored internationally presently,
Got it.
but in future they might be scheduled also.
Perfect, sir. Thank you. Sir, shukriya. Namaskar. Thank you. Sir, I will
Sir,
contact you after. I'll take
Yes,
your
yes, definitely.
Chaudhary sir,
So we need help.
In fact, you people, you all note my mobile number.
Right.
In case if you have any problem, you can call me any time of the day.
सर देश को बढ़ाने के लिए सर आपको हमको सपोर्ट करना है सर.
100%.
Sir, we will discuss with him. He is our member, and whatever best possible, we will resolve him. If possible, we will have a VC also with your office. Don't worry.
Sir,
We are ready for that.
Sir, I would like to add a point here, sir. Actually, because I am addressing the applications on that. So, Cisco, you please verify, have you received any mail communication regarding? No mail is received. See, because we are continuously verifying the mails. In the mails, as of now, we have processed the application till Friday. Till Friday, we have already processed the application, and during the process, our internal approvals also takes 1 week.
Speak to sirs both and explain.
But-
business of people like us, sir, हम तो मर जाएंगे सर, क्योंकि हमारा तो नार्कोटिक्स का कुछ काम ही नहीं है.
No,
sir.
we
See,
are
we
we are
understand
working we are working very proactively, and I don't know how your application is missed, or because as far as my this thing is concerned, there will not be any missed out.
If you see the data what I've submitted, you will be shocked, sir. Such amazing data, sir, we've given, sir.
No, you please,
Absolute
no, you please
crystal
check your mail, because if any stop shipment received from the other country, we cannot issue the NOC. So you please check your mail once,
Sir,
whether
we have
any
checked.
communication is received, because we are
Nothing has come,
continuing.
sir. Sir, nothing has come, sir. That is why, sir.
जस्ट मिनट
Yeah.
शायद आप किसी पर्टिकुलर एप्लीकेशन के डिले होने की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक बात है?
First application हमने किया है.
नहीं ठीक, मैं मानता हूँ आपकी बात को। ये इस तरह के नॉन शेड्यूल्ड केमिकल्स की जो प्रोसेसिंग हम लोगों ने शुरू किया है, एक लाइट एनओसी या परमिशन देने के लिए, हम कॉन्स्टेंटली उस पर जो है प्रॉम्प्टली वर्क कर रहे हैं। बीच में हमारा भी कुछ ट्रांजिशन फेज आया था, माइट भी हो सकता है कुछ डिले हुआ होगा, हम इनकार नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन आप सबको एश्योर कर रहे हैं कि इसको हम अभी प्रॉपर स्ट्रीमलाइन करेंगे, ठीक है? ये हमारे लिए एक आर्गूमेंट करने का फोरम नहीं है, हम इसको स्ट्रीमलाइन करेंगे कि और हम अच्छे बेटर तरीके से इनको हम प्रोसेस कर पाएँ, ठीक है?
Yeah, thank you. I think we'll move ahead. If requires internal deliberations, then we can of course take it. I'm pretty sure sir will take it otherwise then. Yes. Moving on, any other questions from this? Please, the gentleman in the last. We'll request to keep it short because we have other things also.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Sonia Gunjikar. I'm representing Bioxera Pharma. We are an Indian exporter of APIs. And, we've been exporting one API called tropicamide. It's used as a mydriatic and it's not a controlled substance. But what has happened in our recent consignments, and we've heard it happening to our competitors as well, that one of the impurities in our product is 2-phenylacetic acid, but it's controlled to a limit of 0.015% as per the pharmacopoeia. And all our COAs, everything mentioned that, our product has this impurity within the limits of the pharmacopoeia. However, what is happening in customs is that since this impurity has been, marked out even in the list that you showed, they are just stopping all consignments of tropicamide, and they're not even giving us clarity that how do we proceed, how should we convince you that our product is only tropicamide and doesn't have phenylacetic acid. So there's no clarity on that. But I just wanted your guidance on how should one approach this.
Madam, this is about 2-phenyl acetic acid. So your product contains some part of the phenyl.
It's an impurity that's mentioned in the US pharmacopoeia and the British pharmacopoeia, but it should be controlled to the level of 0.015%, below that. So it's hardly even there.
Madam, I would like to clarify here. The phenyl acetic acid, if you see the Schedule B and Schedule C, the phenyl acetic acid is defined as phenyl acetic acid and its salts. So your case is, what is the product, madam, actual product?
Tropicamide.
Tropicamide. So if tropicamide contains, because it is a mixture, it is not actual product. Phenylacetic acid, it doesn't have, it is not the actual phenylacetic acid. It is, tropicamide is containing some portion of the phenylacetic acid, right?
Less than 0.015%.
So in that case, it is a mixture of mixture, madam. I don't think it require any NOC from CBN. It can be exported without NOC from CBN.
But you know, customs have stopped not just ours, but other consignments also of our competitors like Medigraph and other companies. And they're not providing, for our competitors, we know that they've sent it to some central laboratory for testing.
Madam, if you are saying tropicamide, I think impurity B or impurity C, I think.
Impurity D.
So that is actually complete product itself, which is phenylacetic acid, I hope.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a tropicamide is a mydriatic. It's not controlled. Phenylacetic acid.
But you are importing the impurity, or you are...
We are exporting the product.
Tropicamide.
Tropicamide, yes.
I don't think, madam, it doesn't require any NOC, because it is small portion and it is a mixture. Mixture is not covered under the Schedule B and Schedule C. There is no requirement
Correct.
of any
So
NOC
we've
from
been
CBN.
exporting it for over a decade now. There have been no issues. But just
Yes,
suddenly...
there is no issue, madam. Now also there is no issue.
Okay. Should we, because the customs are very confused about it.
The substance is not controlled, as we have discussed, but for sake of clarity, if you want, you can write to us. We will write back to you that it is not controlled, and that would suffice the purpose. Actually.
Oh, that will be great.
I would like to
Sounds
answer
good.
this. Madam, this needs to be taken up with the customs.
Correct.
And you can write it to us, to the Chemexcel. Are you a member? If you're not, still you can write it to us.
I'll
We'll take it up with the custom.
Sure.
Because these issues needs to be, addressed by custom.
Correct.
Okay,
Will do.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, hi, my name is Sunit Bhuta. I'm from We Care Medicines. Sir, thank you for having this interaction. I think it's wonderful because I've always complained that there is not enough interaction between the government and the industry. So I think I appreciate this informative session. I just have two questions, sir. One is for applying for the light NOC. Do we have to apply for the light NOC every time for the same customer for the same product, or just once is okay and then we can use that same, just like a blanket light NOC that we receive from CBN?
It has to be applied every time actually, because for every consignment we will notify the importing country.
Okay.
So as he has told you that there through NCB there are two utilities. One is pen and the other one is pen light.
Right.
So for light NOC, since we notify the importing country, so for every consignment you need to apply that, because it is consignment is specific. We will notify the importing country that this is the importer in your side and this is the exporter in India, and he want to export this particular item in this particular quantity to your country. If you have any objection, please communicate to us.
Okay.
So that is the process.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. One last question I have is, how can we have the information, like for example, CBN has placed the 2-bromo-4-methyl propionate in the list of controlled substances. So, we came to know about it very late. So how can how can CBN notify industry stakeholders at an appropriate time? Because, we came to know through sources, and we ourselves have, honestly, we had been exporting it before. So in terms of communication between industry and CBN, how can we come,
See, one thing is advisable to all the industry participants, that on regular basis we update the information on our website, which is cbn.gov.in. Right. So if possible for you all, visit that website at least once in a week. Okay. So that you may be aware about all the updates which is going on. And one more thing we can do, we can circulate this information to the bodies actually. Yes. Like we can circulate the information to Chemexcel. Yes. I just thought about it.
Sir, DOR has already shared with the association.
Then again, we will every time we issue public notice, we will circulate it with Chemexcel and ICC, etc. And they will further distribute the information, disseminate the information among the industry stakeholders.
Yes, I think, sir, that would be the best solution, to send it to Chemexcel and they can then...
Yes, we'll do that. We'll do that.
That would be fantastic.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Hello. Sir, recently CBN online system has been integrated to IceGate, but we are unable to apply for NOCs for controlled substance. Is there any other option to apply?
So IceGate portal, sir. Actually,
IceGate portal is not working properly.
no, it has been, we have rolled back it because of some technical issues. Now you can apply directly from the CBN portal. There is no issue now. Once the technical issues are solved, we will issue public notice for such integration again.
So
As
we
of
need
now,
to apply on earlier portal.
same portal. As of now, the same portal you may use it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. We'll go to the next session. Thank you, sirs. Thank you. If you can please move, sir. Thank you much. Request, please, to remove the chairs. Sir.
There is one important information we want to share because हम लोग बार बार बात कर रहे हैं KYC documentation की, तो I have seen कि there is no standard format for KYC documentation. So we would request Chemexil to devise a proper KYC document, which the draft of KYC document, which can be further distributed to you all. And in that, if at all our help is required, KYC and end use also, our help is required, we are ready to give that. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. It will make things easier for you because you don't need to apply your time and mind. You just need to fill that standard format given to you. That will really help you and we as well.
And also to the industry, we would like to request them if they have any kind of issue or something which they feel that they need to take it up with the concerned authorities. Please raise it to Chemexil, write it to us. You have our email ID. My colleagues are here. They will help you out with those things, so that we can consolidate those things and we can take it collectively as an industry instead of having individual issues and individual concerns. See, concerned authorities will only give their ears to it's an industry's concern. They are not. If it is individual, they might not. They might overlook. So my sincere request to everybody: if you have anything, please write it to us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
See,
Thank you for
whether
the
you are a
presentation.
member of Chemexil or not, doesn't matter. You can approach us. We'll take it up. Don't worry. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the presentation. As from the audience response, it has been very widely accepted. So thank you so much.